With Rebecca back at the steamworks again following her accident, Gordon had to handle the express by himself for the time being. Of course, he didn't mind it, obviously. He thought he was too important to have Rebecca help him, which I am sorry to say made him rather conceited. It didn't take long for the other engines to get tired of his boasting. Ha ha ha! What did I say? I don't need help from that new engine, Rebecca. After all, I am the fastest and strongest engine on the whole railway, probably the greatest in the world. You know what, Gordon? You may have been Sodor's premier express engine for decades, but you don't have to keep going on and on and on about it. You seem to forget that James Bear and I all helped in pulling it wherever you aren't available beforehand. That may be, but none of you were as fast as I am. Not that you wouldn't understand, of course.
That's not true. You're just getting too puffed up in your boiler and full of hot air.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Not.
Are.
All right, will you two put a piece of coal in it, will you? Some of us are trying to get some rest before another hard day's work tomorrow. The two engines fell silent, and nothing more was said for the rest of the evening. However, Gordon's pride wouldn't last very long, as about a week later he puffed into the big station to start the express. Or so he thought.
Oh, good morning, Gordon. Lovely to see you again.
What the? Rebecca? What are you doing here?
Well, haven't you heard? My new brakes have been fitted to me, so I'm now ready to get back to work.
Yes, I can see that, but it doesn't answer my question. Why are you coupled to my express,
Oh, yes. Well, you see, after they tested my new brakes back at the steamworks yesterday, the Fat Controller decided to let me have a second go pulling the express for a whole week, just to see how well they perform while I'm working.
Precisely. Wait, what? Now, Gordon, since Rebecca will be pulling the express, I would like you to help Henry and Murdoch with the extra goods work for a few days. Paxton has just arranged your train over in the yards. But sir, I'm far too important for that type of work. Why can't Donald and Douglas do it? They're dirty and like working with trucks. Really useful engines, don't argue. So Gordon didn't. Over the next few days, Rebecca pulled the express very nicely. And with extra special care, her new brakes worked wonderfully as she arrived at her destinations on time. Her driver, fireman, and even the passengers were most impressed. But not Gordon. He was still envious whenever he saw Rebecca flash by. Whenever she tried whistling hello to him, he would just ignore her. And no matter how hard she tried to make friends with him, he would blow steam at her crossly. This made Rebecca feel very hurt. Then one day, she pulled into Wellsworth Station still feeling rather sad.
Hello, Rebecca. Whatever is the matter?
Let me guess. Gordon is still...
Afraid so. Maybe my coming here wasn't such a good idea.
Nonsense, Rebecca. You're doing a marvelous job with the express.
I know that, but Gordon still doesn't like me. I really want to be friends with him, but he just wouldn't let me. Maybe I'm not good at all.
Don't be so hard on yourself, Rebecca. Sometimes it takes time to make new friends, even with settling into a new railway. As a remember, he's just not used to sharing the express with other engines full time.
Indeed. Don't let Gordon's rudeness get the better of you. He mostly considers himself the pride of the line. He'll soon learn to come to his senses and see how valuable you really are. You wait and see.
You're right, Edward and Bear. Thank you. As long as I stay true to myself, I'll still try my very best no matter what.
That's the spirit, Rebecca.
Meanwhile, Gordon had just arrived in Vicarstown with his goods train, grumbling as usual.
Well, well, well. Look who crawled into the station. It's my slow cousin, Gordon.
Hello, Spencer. Oh, let me guess, the Duke and Duchess of Boxford have come to visit their summer house,
Not this time. They're actually visiting an old friend of theirs for the weekend. We'll be heading back to the mainland tomorrow. Anyway, what's with the long face? And why are you pulling trucks today? Don't you usually pull the express?
I'm not in the mood to talk about it.
Oh, come now. Do tell.
Fine. A new engine is taking the express for me while I'm stuck helping out with goods work. Fortunately, it's only for a week.
Is that so? I thought the fat controller had made you a permanent goods engine from now on because you're always so slow with the express nowadays. Those trucks really suit you.
Listen here, you. I am not slow, and I'm still the fastest engine you have ever seen.
Don't be ridiculous, Gordon. You may be fast, but not quite as fast as me. Why, even you wouldn't be that capable at such higher speeds than us streamlined engines put together. Old cousin.
You think you're so cool and elegant, don't you? That night, Rebecca and the other engines were fast asleep in the sheds. Except for Gordon. He was still sulking and a little worried, but not because of Spencer. He kept wondering whether the Fat Controller liked Rebecca better than him. What if she becomes the main express engine instead of him? I cannot let this happen to me. Rebecca doesn't just come here and take my place. I must do something about it or else I will lose my privilege. What if maybe... Yes, of course. Why didn't I think of it before? I'll do it tomorrow morning. And Gordon finally went to sleep. Early the next morning, he put his plan into motion. When the firelighter came, Gordon told him he was scheduled to pull the express today. The firelighter, suspecting nothing, immediately agreed and went to tell the driver and fireman about it. Soon, when he was all fired up and ready, Gordon slowly and quietly rolled out of the sheds towards Knapford Station. Stafford had just arranged the coaches for the morning train when he saw Gordon backing down towards them. Hello, Gordon. What are you doing here? I thought Rebecca was supposed to be taking the express today. You see, she was having a bit of trouble with her boiler, so I offered to take it for her. You know, just doing a favor for a fellow engine in need. Oh, well, that's kind of you then. Alright, carry on. I'm off to do more shunting. That was a close one. Soon the passengers began to arrive. Gordon waited impatiently until they were all on board. Then, with a whoosh of steam, he pulled out of the station. Gordon was soon pounding along. He was trying even more harder to prove that he is much more faster and better than Rebecca. He raced through Henry's tunnel and rumbled over the viaduct. I'll show them! I'll show them! I'm the fastest and the best! The driver and fireman were becoming anxious. I don't know what's gotten into him, but I've never known him to be that hasty before. Neither do I. We need to keep him in control, or else he's going to damage himself if he carries on like this. And he did. They were whizzing through Wellsworth Station when Gordon suddenly began to feel a sharp pain on his right-hand side. Mustn't think about it. I have to keep going. Express coming. Ow! Ouch! Suddenly there was a loud bang, and steam came hissing out from Gordon in an alarming way. Using the brakes skillfully, the driver stopped the train, and Gordon came to a halt, right before the first few miles stretch of his namesake hill. Oh, what's happened to me? I've got such a pain! Oh! Gordon's crew inspected him. The trouble was not hard to find. That's torn it. You've burst your cylinder, Gordon. This wouldn't have happened either if you haven't pushed yourself too hard. Now we aren't going anywhere today. I'll have to go to the nearest phone box and call for help. Gordon felt terrible. He didn't want to admit it, but he knew his driver was right. Meanwhile, Rebecca had just arrived at Knapford Station, but to her surprise, there was nobody at the platform, and her coaches hadn't been shunted either.
That's odd. Where are all my passengers?
Oh, hello, Rebecca. Surprising to see you here so soon. I thought you were having boiler problems.
Huh? What are you talking about, Stafford? My boiler's in a very good working order.
What? But Gordon said you were not feeling well when he came to take the express earlier this morning. It sounds like Gordon, all right. I saw him leaving the station earlier with your train while I was shunting nearby. That could be a reason why your passengers aren't here.
He did what? But why would he do that?
I think I know why. He may be trying to prove a point that he could work hard enough for the both of you. Just then, the station master ran up with some urgent news. There's been an emergency. Gordon has broken down near the foot of Gordon's Hill. Rebecca, you must go and rescue him and the passengers at once.
Oh, yes, sir. I'm on my way.
Back at the hill, Gordon was feeling more miserable than ever when... Huh? Who's that? It's Rebecca! Gordon felt embarrassed and worried that Rebecca would tease him, but Rebecca didn't laugh. She quickly changed tracks and buffered up to him. We'll back down to Wellsworth so that we can get a good start at tackling the hill. It'll be hard work, but do you think you can do it, Rebecca?
I'll try.
So they brought the train back to Wellsworth where the line was more nearly level. The fireman opened the sanding gear to allow sand on the rails. Then Rebecca gave a sharp blast of her whistle and started off, digging her wheels into the sand. Slowly, Gordon and the coaches followed suit. Rebecca soon began to climb the hill.
This is it. Come on, Rebecca. You can do this.
Keep going, girl! You've got it!
I think I can. I think I can. I think I can.
The hill, combined with the weight of Gordon and the coaches, made Rebecca's wheels slip, but she didn't give up. She pulled and puffed and pulled as hard as she could till at last...
Hooray! I knew I could do it.
All the passengers were excited. Most had their heads out of the window, cheering and waving to Rebecca. Secretly, Gordon was flabbergasted. The rest of the journey went more smoothly without mishap, and they swept into Vicarstown Station in record time. The passengers flooded out of the coaches and came to thank Rebecca, her driver, and fireman. Rebecca beamed happily. Then she looked back at Gordon, who was still feeling sorry for himself. Just then, Spencer puffed in. He was on his way back to the mainland with the Duke and Duchess.
Dear oh dear, slow coach. What's happened to you then? First you were pulling goods trains, then suddenly you're back to pulling the express. And now you've broken down and have this new engine here to help you? That will never do at all. Even for a...
Excuse me, but my name's Rebecca, and I think you ought to leave Gordon alone. He's already been through enough today, and he doesn't need you making things worse for him again, and you're teasing.
Well,
And another thing, I don't know why you keep calling him slow. You two are very fast engines to me. If anything, I think Gordon is much more useful, reliable, and valuable than you have ever seen.
Spencer stayed silent after hearing this and respectfully went on his way.
Pay him no mind, Gordon. Come on, I'll take you to the steamworks.
Gordon still said nothing until they got to the steamworks later in the afternoon.
Well, here you go, Gordon. I think I'll be on my way now. Hope you feel better.
Wait! Rebecca!
What is it, Gordon?
Thank you for rescuing me today and sticking up for me in front of Spencer. And I also wanted to say I am very sorry for being so horrible to you when you first arrived. I have always been the express engine for many years, even though it's really tiring for a large and splendid engine to keep up to time now and then. And when I first saw you, I thought you were going to replace me because of the way you were bigger, newer, and faster than me. So, I let my stubborn attitude get the better of me, along with my ego, too.
It's alright, Gordon. I understand where you're coming from, but I will never attempt of replacing you on the express because I'm only here to help you.
Yes, I know that now. And it was very undignified of me to jump to conclusions like this. I only hope you can forgive a silly old engine like me and be friends. If you are,
Oh, Gordon, of course we'll be friends. Maybe a pair of express friends?
Express friends, eh? I actually like that, Rebecca. You know something? I think we're all prides of the line now, even when the extra workload of passengers can be hard to handle at times. But now with you here, I am more than happy to share my duties with you, for what is mine is yours too, for as long as I live. Well, I am most certainly glad to hear it then. Both engines jumped in surprise. The Fat Controller had just arrived to see them. Rebecca, I am most proud of you. You have saved an awkward situation and got the passengers safely to Vicarstown on time.
Thank you, sir.
Now I'm sure you wouldn't mind handling the express on your own until Gordon returns.
Of course not, sir. No problem, sir.
Good. Now as for you, Gordon, I've heard about your, little scheme today, and needless to say, I am not pleased with your actions. I had to make other arrangements for Neville to come and do your work as well as his. It is most inconvenient. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Well, of course, I was originally going to have you on goods duties as punishment when you come back. But I can see that you are sorry, so we should say nothing of it for once. But I don't want to hear this happen again. Understood? Yes, sir. I won't, sir. Very well, then. Carry on. Take good care of the express, Rebecca. And when I come back, let's show them what two express engines can really do,
Thank you, Gordon. You can count on me.
Gordon was soon repaired and went back to work some days later. He and Rebecca pulled the express very well together. And whenever they see each other out on the main line, they would whistle a friendly greeting. Sometimes Rebecca would help out with a few odd jobs around the railway, which, unlike Gordon, she doesn't mind at all. She is still nervous because she is that sort of engine, but she is still happy to have now become a permanent member of the Northwestern Railway. Bear also spoken a good word for her, and ever since then, Rebecca was very thankful to call the Hymic diesel engine her best friend.